Strange Music is a great label headed by one of the biggest independent rappers in the world, Tech9. Unfortunately, a lot of the rappers on the label are pretty unknown, which is a shame because I think a lot of them are very good, and I'm quite a big fan of the very talented roster. So with today's top 10 video, I'm going to be showcasing my personal favourite artists from the Strange Music label. With that being said, guys, you can follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter under the username CDTVProductions. And with all that being said, guys, let's get right into this list. And at number 10, we have Darrein Safron.
I do not know why they be hating. All this wasting time is working my patience. Girl, GPS me, I'm under the radar. You know, Tech9 had to sign a player. Lately, baby, maybe I've been.
Now, I do have Darrein low on this list, but I still think he should be included here. He was probably the most controversial signing to the label because a lot of Strange fans are, no offense, way too obsessed with the underground sound, and a lot of them just didn't accept the more commercial sound that Safron brought. But I think it's great and adds a whole new dynamic to the Strange roster. He mostly focuses on singing, but he's actually a pretty good rapper as well, in my opinion. He can pick up the speed when it's necessary, and his voice sounds pretty nice to me. And obviously, his singing is incredible too. And at number 9, we have Kutt Calhoun.
Spit the cold Theraflu, but I'm not Kanye West. This is Kansas City. Whoever left sitting, now you all can see the heart of where the bed slipping. Killer City misery.
Now, Kutt Calhoun is not currently a member of Strange Music, but I think he released pretty good music while he was with them. Whilst his Black Gold album was a little bit hit and miss, it still had a lot of great tracks spattered throughout it. I especially like the tracks Baby Mama Drama and That's My Word on there, which were more storytelling tracks, but it has its share of party tracks too. I'll definitely need to listen to the stuff he's released since leaving Strange. And at my number 8 spot, we have Stevie Stone.
Never fold up. Right now, about to celebrate and pull up. Yeah, been working hard for a minute now. Time to give a shout out to all the homies. If you was with me.
Stevie Stone is one of the most recognizable members of Strange just due to his really unique voice. His vocals are pretty gravelly, and that works in his favor because he sounds super commanding on every track. He's one of those guys where you just hear his voice and you just think, I wouldn't approach that guy in real life. Also, to go along with his rougher voice, he usually picks some damn hard-hitting beats, and he provides quite a lot of banger tracks. He can soften it up though and make some more laid-back tracks when he needs to. And at number 7, we have the group Mayday.
It's going down, down, down. It's going down, down, down.
I hate your guts. Good morning, how you doing?
I'll start this by saying Mayday have created some of the most instrumentally impressive music on Strange, and the two rappers of the group, Recognize and Burns, are incredibly talented. They are a group comprised of 4 producers, or at least they were. 3 of them have apparently left the group, and the 2 aforementioned rappers. When I first heard them, I did find Burns to be a little uninteresting, but he really proved he can hold his own when he released his own solo LP. And at number 6, we have Brotha Lynch.
Bitches, I hit them in the cleavage. Yeah, I'm man of elector. She's standing there naked. I'm about to get naked. She's tied to the bedpost. I like to give head moves.
I knew Brotha Lynch was special because he made me like a genre that I had no interest in at all before I heard him. For those of you who don't know, he focuses very heavily on horrorcore music. In his trilogy of albums that he released with Strange, those being Dinner in a Movie, Coat Hang a Strangler, and Manable Lecter, are just brilliant in terms of storytelling. Honestly, if the tracks don't draw you in, the story he tells throughout the whole trilogy from the perspective of a deranged serial killer will. The skits on here, no lie, make it feel like a movie. The albums were incredibly good to me. The voice acting and sound effects were just so solid. He knows how to draw people in with his grittiness and darkness. And at our number 5 spot, halfway through this list now, we have Murs.
He wore white pro wings with pink and green strings and dare anybody on the shore to say a thing. Seen him knock a lot of dudes out with one swing. By his side, he always kept yep, the baddest bitch you ever seen. Made his first.
I was pretty hyped when Murs got signed to the label due to his verses on Hard by Tech-9 and his verse on the Strangulation Cypher, and he lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed his first LP that he dropped with the label called Have a Nice Life. It contains everything from chill tracks to storytelling tracks to emotional tracks to hard tracks with bumping beats. One thing that I think is great about Murs is his versatility. There's just so many different types of sounds on his albums, and it gives them a lot of replay value. And at number 4, we have the duo Ces Cru.
Watching my environment change, where many have passed on, only I remain live while I get a game, probably kick a hole in your brain. If we spinning out of control, you know I'm rolling the plane, says so entertaining, never sick with the game.
Godimus and Ubiquitous are very talented rappers on their own, but when they team up to rap as Ces Cru, they really push themselves to their limits, and their chemistry is incredible. Tracks like Soundbite and When Worlds Collide show how effortlessly they can work together, with them trading some impressive bars throughout. My favourite album from them so far is Codename Ego Strippers. There are just so many memorable tracks on there, and both members provide exciting verses throughout. Both members have also released individual solo projects, but I haven't been able to check them out yet. Either way, they are an incredibly solid and underappreciated rap duo. And at my number 3 spot, we have Rittz.
Don Deuce was a gear in my ears, got introduced to rap. Still in instrumentals of singles, I use the tracks. NC Brew, Mellow Man, and Brew. The damage of tears from the king and I was a few I had. Practicing my room for hours, improve my craft.
Rittz is a very personal rapper, and I feel like I learn more and more about him with every single album that he releases. He delves into his issues with cocaine abuse, being white, having uniquely long hair, and doesn't shy away from bashing rappers that he doesn't like. He pretty much always raps with a kind of double time flow, and it can be hard to pick up on what he's actually saying at first, but you do get used to his cadence and flow after a few tracks. He's always fun to listen to, and I do love the fact that he just puts everything about his life out there for the listener. And now for my second favourite artist on Strange Music, we have Krizz Kaliko.
Put a band-aid on it to fix it, but I'll be barely hanging on. This is hell, and I need help. So dark.
This man has one of the most incredible singing voices that I have ever heard. It's just fantastic. His vocal range is pretty ridiculous, and it's just hard to put in words how good his voice sounds. Especially when I love when he does that deep bassy kind of singing. He has the perfect voice for it. Oh, and of course he can also rap really well. Krizz used to kind of be viewed, at least I think, by some people as Tech-9's hype man, but no one should even think about calling him that nowadays. He has proved that he is one of the most interesting and fully equipped members of Strange, and his album Kicking and Screaming is one of my personal favourite releases from the label. He is super underrated considering the talent that he possesses. And at my number 1 spot and my personal favourite artist on Strange Music, and you probably all saw this one coming, we have Tech-9.
Whoa, Tech that 9mm, Kansas City killer. Turn up! Bubbling up with the beat cause the nigga be gassing. Enemy know that I'm ready for action. No matter the money, we gotta go dummy, I'm with it, so nigga.
I didn't want to put Tech-9 at my number 1 spot because it's the most obvious and predictable choice, but he just is my favourite artist out of the Strange camp. I'd be lying if I didn't put him here. His output is just unholy, with him having released 14 albums in the past 11 years. That means on some years, he has put out 2 albums in a single year. And it's not like they're short albums either. In fact, a lot of them are over 20 tracks long. And for the most part, he doesn't really sacrifice quality for quantity. With each song, he comes with increasingly impressive flows and dizzying rhyme schemes. Whilst I am convinced that he sometimes makes words up to rhyme with, that only happens very occasionally, and it still sounds good. Tech-9 is the reason that I got into Strange Music, and he has introduced me to this talented roster of artists. Well guys, that's going to be it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and let me know who your favourite members of the Strange Music roster are in the comments below. As always, obviously this is just my opinion, so you might agree with it, you might not. There might be some artists you think that should be on here that I didn't have, but this is just how I personally feel about it. No idea what kind of video I'm going to do this Friday. I'll try to do worst rappers in the game, but those videos do take a while to work on and kind of like form opinions about rappers for. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys all in the next one. And this is CDTV Productions, signing out.